I had a feeling. I remember 3 being my number.
Yes. But first, say hello to the people of the mods. Hi, and Happy New Year. I almost forgot about that.
Happy New Year,
Hello,
Bot
guys.
Squad.
Hello.
Happy New Year's, Mod Squad.
Love you.
It's the 1st of January.
Yeah, it's the time that we're playing this. Yes, the time that's maybe uploaded. I have no idea.
And you know how we celebrate that? Killing innocent people.
Yes. But welcome.
We don't know that. We're just making assumptions.
For now, yes, Bip is going to start giving us the what happened.
Okay, so last round, we finished talking to Mr. Eligible Bachelor number 1, Taurin's date Elfman, whose name escapes me, but after we finished talking with him, we started making our way out of town, and we came across what kind of looked like some infected fungusy forest, and we started looking for some of the mushrooms we're going to sell back to the alchemist, and in doing so, let's see, was it Ambrose? I think it was Rexmoa that kept getting sprayed by mushrooms, like endlessly sprayed by mushrooms.
Yes.
And then
Combination of him and Taurin.
yeah, mushrooms had just been spraying on the 2 of them. And then someone tripped some sort of thing that activated like it was like a corpse man, but kind of partially mushroomified, and then all the mushrooms in the forest woke up and started.
Also Villa.
Yeah, also, yeah.
That was
also
gonna happen
Rexmoa.
anyways.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it
But-
was either me or you, honestly.
Yeah, he was like, it all got in his lungs, like constantly just spraying directly down his lungs. It was pretty bad. And so we beat up the mushroom man, and all the other angry mushrooms kind of died along with him. And Rexmoa found a sword? Was it a sword?
It was a bow.
It
Yes.
was a bow.
It was a
It was like a-
longbow.
What was it, like a
A-
+1?
Plus
It was a
1
plus
longbow.
1.
Yes.
It was totally a longbow, and I never said sword. Okay, so after that, we continued our trek, and our main goal was to find the green hag that we've been hearing so much about. Because if we found the green hag, potentially we would also find a small party of adventurers that went missing that the alchemist was waiting for. So we eventually found a small home with an old lady making soup of, it didn't look bad, although the image here looks horrifying, but it was like some sort of like vegetable mushroom soup. And we're just trying to talk to this lady, seeing if she was the hag without being like too obvious. And then Ambrose was like, screw it, I'm throwing this old lady in the pot because this is definitely the old hag. And then the old lady started like flailing around and like flipping around in the water, and then just stopped moving. And then the old hag walked out of the woods, and we're like, look back, we fight the hag. We're like, okay, maybe it was an illusion. No, it was one of the adventurers. It was one of the adventurers that the old hag had caught, and Ambrose just murdered a lady, and now we're gonna have to deal with that. Yeah. Oh, and Taurin found a jar of what might be just fireflies, or what might also just be souls. We don't know.
Well, at the end of the session, it also spoke to us. So,
It did exactly.
Oh, the jar?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Okay, so it might be talking fireflies, or it might also just be souls.
And as a little reminder, the jar was sealed with 4 colored threads, and once you have defeated the hag, one of them kind of burned off. The jar is just a normal, just a simple normal glass jar with a cork on the top. And inside of it, you see what looks to be a little sprite with a blue hue that just spoke to you.
I think I just made a connection. Okay.
So, as you guys start again on this night, well, evening, I guess, you have been surprised by the hag and pretty much tricked into, unfortunately, dealing with the poor lady that was posing as an old lady. And now you find yourselves again in the calm of the woods. The animals are just, you can hear the sounds of animals around, but nothing like the hag, and obviously the corpse of the lady that you mistook for the hag. The house is also there, and everything has been set as you have it. And Taurin, if I recall correctly, you were the one who had the jar, and the jar spoke to you. It basically said, hey, my name is Chi. I am not just anything.
Okay. Well, Taurin will just kind of respond back going, well, it's nice to meet you, Chi. How'd you get in there?
Do all of you guys hear that? Yes, as a matter of fact,
Right.
everybody can hear that.
Just want to make sure it wasn't like telepathy or anything.
No. This is
what?
actually speaking, coming from this little sprite inside of the jar. She
No, I guess
says,
if it was telepathy, it's still possible for all of us to hear that.
True. No, this one is actually like actual like spoken words. She says, nice to meet you too, miss. I have been trapped in here.
Oh. Trapped, you say? What are you?
Let's wait for our lovely Chi to reply. Our in-house Greenie is playing Chi, just for you guys to know. She says, well, it's hard to tell, but I'm actually a person, a fairy indeed.
Ooh. Huh.
Can we see inside the jar at all?
Yeah, I
know-
mean,
think
it's a
that there was
glass
some
jar.
light coming off of it.
As I said, it is a glass jar that has, well, at this point, 3 color threads. You can see okay, so you can see a blue one, a black one, and a gray one. And inside, as I said, it's like a small sprite, a small mote of light with wings. Yes, we used those fairies to show her.
And
You said
Was
blue,
there-
black, and what?
Blue, black, S, and gray.
Okay,
was it originally just 3, or did
No.
one of them?
It was
Okay.
four.
There were 4. The one
Okay.
that burned away, the one that burned off of the jar was green.
Okay.
Blue, black,
Hmm.
and gray. Green burned away. Okay.
I'll
Yeah. Those are
look
nice couple.
over at Taurin for a second and say, well, excluding the fairy, wasn't there 4 strings on that?
Originally, yes. Well, Chi, just kind of like hold the jar up a little more. What are the strings that are keeping you inside? Can I just open it up? 'Cause I'm assuming they're all like tightly woven around the jar, right, to keep the lid shut. I'm guessing is how they're kind of woven.
You can tell, I mean, okay, as far as you can see, the threads look like normal, kind of like jute, like rope, small jute ropes. They are just tied onto the lid. Each of them is like circling from the top and to the bottom of the jar.
Okay.
We
I guess I kind of would rephrase that question to Chi, saying, Is it okay if I open the jar? What are these strings keeping you inside? Can you tell me more about them?
As you mention opening the jar, the fairy emits a bright light and says, "No!"
Oh.
And it shakes inside of the jar. You can even feel a little rumble as the jar is shaking with her inside. Do not try to open it.
What would happen, Chi?
And she says, "I will surely die if you try."
Chi, do you happen to know anything about a certain hag that used to live here?
Yeah, I wonder why it used to live here.
Maybe they're on vacation.
Traveling the world.
Just chilling over here.
This was their summer home.
She says, "Well, of course. She and her coven were the ones who trapped me, alas."
Chi? And I point to the body near the cauldron. Does that person happen to be one of the members of the coven?
I don't think so.
Mm.
You know, kind of like just
Ooh, what you say?
look a little glum.
Sorry, we haven't gotten the answer yet.
You know
They're
what?
thinking.
She says, last she was but an adventuress."
Yeah, Rexmoa kind of grimaces at that.
Just kind of clear my throat as Taurin.
As a little reminder, once you guys kill the hag, the spell of the now, former old lady went away, and now you would see that it is in fact an elf dressed in ranger clothing. Female elf, by the way, yes.
Chi, got a question for you. Taurin would begin. Oh.
She says, "There is no way you could have known, and no way I could have told you even. You defeating the hag has finally given voice to me once more."
Nice. I do have a question, though. Taurin would ask, is there anybody else inside the hut?
Oh, yes, you did defeat both her pets. I do remember that as well.
Yeah, both of them were dead before we killed the hag.
She says, "There's no one else that I know of."
Perhaps we should carry on this conversation inside.
Let's
If
go
that's possible.
inside. Yeah.
Are you just leaving the corpse of the lady out there?
Last session I bundled her up in my cloak.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, we
I
did
am
talk
technically
about
carrying her at the moment.
burying her.
Mhm.
Well,
She got family.
as a player, I don't think she's going anywhere.
I mean,
I was gonna just set her down
Yeah, maybe we
inside
should
the
bring
house or,
her bring her inside with
here.
us. I
That
don't know.
way
I
she's
don't like
not
the
just,
look of that
spinning.
frog right there.
no, the frog is no longer there. It went for a mud bath, if you guys remember.
I do,
Yeah. That's good.
but he's a pretty fast frog. Who knows?
He waddled off.
You could hear
Might
the
be in there for, an
Squidward
hour.
walking sound as it moves.
Oh.
Yeah, the whack, 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 whack. But yes, are you going to take her inside?
May as well.
Okay. So inside, you guys enter. See, there is a normal looking house fit for a single person. Nothing out of the ordinary. It is a little bit overgrown, not in a bad way, as if it was made from nature rather than just being unkept. You can see a lot of trinkets are there, just your average home for somebody who lives in the woods.
Okay.
Chi, once they head inside, the jar will suddenly glow bright, and you have now a bright light source in the jar. It is casting the spell light on itself.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Investigation check. Anything obvious?
Yeah.
If you
where's
want
the
to.
hidden-
Yeah,
Where's the hidden torture chamber?
Right.
if you
I
want
mean,
to.
that is kind of a natural reasoning. I can admit that.
Hey, listen, if you want to, just someone roll me an investigation check. I don't have a map for the inside, unfortunately, but so it's gonna be theater of the mind.
I have the power of my imagination, and I think Taurin
Exactly.
should roll for it because my investigation's -1. So
I got a
I'll do
a
it.
+1.
Oh, that's good.
So unless someone has like proficiency or a 14 intelligence.
Whoever wants to do it.
Loading up. Loading. Loading.
Alright,
Oh,
I'll go ahead and
gosh.
do it.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Am I
bro.
doing this with advantage?
Normal investigation roll.
Normal investigation. Okay. Investigation. Hey, 19.
That is very
Hey.
good. Ambrose, you look around, start trying to peer into. Are you finding anything specific out of this house?
I guess my first instinct as Ambrose would be like investigating, making sure like nothing's like out of place or like maybe dangerous inside here, and then like as I'm looking, seeing if there's anything like hidden away in like cupboards and maybe something like hidden in like the wall floor.
Okay.
There's like a trapdoor or something kind of like back at the blacksmith shop.
Okay. So yeah, well, as you're looking around, you don't see anything that would immediately like trigger any sort of, response. There are no traps inside the house. It looks very much like a normal house, as I mentioned before, a little overgrown if something, but it is definitely a house set for a person living in the woods. You see the kitchen, a small like dining area, the bedroom, and cabinets and all the usual things. However, Ambrose, as you are exploring about, you stumble a little in the carpet, and you kind of like push it away, and you see that the wood there has a cut. Moving it more, you reveal that there is in fact a small trapdoor in there. It is around the like living room, quote unquote, area.
Well, it's pretty obvious once I move the carpet out of the way and there's a trapdoor there. I'll just say, we can continue looking up here, but there's something down here too.
I hope there's no rats down there.
Rats.
I will say,
Yeah.
if you guys are going to try and investigate more on the house, I will give you some loot. But if you guys want to investigate the trapdoor first, you can go ahead.
I suppose
think
we'll
we
start with like actually like grabbing anything up here we can.
Okay.
I like loot.
So somebody else then you already gave me a good investigation check. I just need somebody else to give me another investigation check. Whoever wants to do it.
Me.
And we will give you the loot.
Dang nabbit, who rolled?
Oh, okay.
Oh no. it wasn't.
That was not going through for me on my side.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a very good investigation roll. So, as you guys are looking about for anything valuable, let me open up my treasure thing to see how much money you're going to get. Because you will find spare pieces of gold, copper, and silver thrown around, and you get a total of 100 gold pieces, 35 silver pieces, and 50 copper pieces.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Very
okay.
nice.
I don't know how the rest maths out, but I know we can at least split the gold
Mhm.
25 for each.
Not to mention, you also get another couple of things, because you will see. Let me get you guys a little bit.
Was it 100 gold, 35 silver, and 50 copper?
Exactly. Perfect. And you find in some cabinets and just looking about and like the shelves and things, you find yourself a very interesting looking wooden mask. It is carved from wood and it has the shape of an owl.
Hold on. I'm going to check on something with this mask.
Oh?
I feel like this is definitely a good time to detect evil and good. I don't know if this is gonna be like one of those masks you put it on and then it's just like, I am Despero, eater of souls.
I was thinking like the mask, you know?
Yeah.
Spicy.
Spicy. I will say, you would, when you're trying to look for detect evil and good works more for creatures rather than items. If I think detect magic is what you're trying to do.
I don't
Well,
have that on me, person.
Detect evil and good does have the thing where it's like if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you,
Oh,
you can
okay.
tell if it's been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Oh, okay,
But
okay. So then,
I
yeah.
don't know how that works with like possibly magic items. I don't know if that has any impact with them.
Let's
Unless
see.
maybe
So
if it's
this
like
is-
cursed, I guess.
Oh, okay.
If it is cursed, I obviously I'm just
Well, if it's
saying what's like,
magically
but-
consecrated, then it will give you the okay. It will give you the thing. And yes, Kipper, as you cast the spell, you can feel a presence of magic coming from this mask. Not to mention, once you guys are looking about, let me get you the other item that I had in mind. You check one of the closets that she had, and you can see that the inside of the closet there is a interesting. There is a warhammer, as a matter of fact. Kipper, you can feel there is also a great magical presence in this warhammer.
So it's like a cursed. Well, evil and good.
Well,
would
no,
it be...
you do not sense any evil coming from these
it's just
items.
powerful.
It's just magic, yes.
Oh, okay.
magically
So
consecrated, meaning it's
Oh,
imbued with magic.
and not to mention, Kipper, since you have casted Detect Evil and Good, Kipper, you feel an insane presence coming from the jar that Taurin is holding. Both
evil or
and good.
Okay. Oh, you know what?
God.
That seems like a typically Fae
We're dealing with a
thing.
morally gray fae over here.
That's like all Fae. Like every Fae. I never met a morally
Upright.
a morally upright or morally
Mm.
evil Fae. They just don't understand how human emotions or sociology works.
But yes,
You know,
Kipper,
that might be for the better. We could
you
heal someone.
indeed can feel the presence of a fae. However, as I said, it is both evil and good.
Well,
Understood.
you know the fairy is a fae.
Mhm.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, it's the way it's the way the Fae.
Exactly.
Understood.
What about Ambrose? Do I pass?
Ambrose definitely passes. That was an accidental kill.
I mean, you are
I'm a
technically
humanoid,
exactly. You are not any of the ones
I'm
you
not-
just give off normal human vibes.
You're
I
too
am-
complicated to give me any
Oh.
information from that spell.
So So, like, lore-wise, what a genasi is they are plain-touched individuals,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that they are humans. They actually are literally just humans.
Yep.
However, they have been basically magically imbued by the planes that causes their body to change in strange ways.
Correct.
So, technically speaking, I am actually human.
Oh, okay.
It's just that because of magic, I don't look human, and it is also given the character strange abilities because of it. Kind of like what you'd expect out of like some sort of like mutants from like X-Men and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of like the Thing from the Fantastic Four. Technically, human.
Technically, yes.
Like, yeah, it's like exactly that, except there's also that it can be any element.
So not to interrupt, but I'm going to take. Trying to see, do I have a claw? Oh, this is perfect. I'm gonna use my oven mitt and pick up the mask
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah.
And
God.
I'm gonna look to Chi and be like, would you know anything about this item, perchance?
And yes, you are hearing now a small hum coming from the jar. It's just a nice tune that accompanies you as you are searching. Let's see what she has to say about this.
I can hear Greenie's brain whirring.
She pauses her humming. Oh, I do not believe so. I have not seen much of anything aside from the inside of this jar.
Can you sense the presence coming from this by any chance?
She sighs softly, or even more softly. Perhaps once, but not right now.
Okay, so potentially this is older than I would imagine. And then the Warhammer, would you say this is just the average kind of essence you would feel for something of this type?
It's the
or-
same kind of like feeling that there is some magic put into it. Nothing
Okay.
like specific about it. Also, the Warhammer looks like your average Warhammer. No redeeming qualities or like
Okay.
fancy engravings or anything. It's just a normal Warhammer.
It's not cursed.
But there was magic coming off it, right?
There is magic
Yeah.
coming off it, and no, with your detect evil and good, you can sense that there is no evil coming
Oh, okay. So
from
I'm just
any of the
gonna-
items, by the way.
I don't know why I'm asking a Fae to be like my item appraiser when Fae are also very
I mean, we saved her,
cryptic.
technically. We
We
haven't really
did.
heard yet.
She speaks up again. I would say whatever you find here, be cautious. A hag and her items are dangerous.
Well, understood on that. I will take that into account and thank you so much. I just realized, Kipper just realized that he shouldn't like be snarky at all with the Fae,
Well,
lest he get like instant kidney stones.
besides attuning to the items ourselves or having some mage tell us exactly what it does, I'm afraid there's no way for us to figure out what these items do.
And she lets out a tinkle of a laugh. You're most welcome. That is to
I-
Kipper.
I'm just gonna put both of these things in my bag, and maybe when we go back into town, I'll have the items appraised.
Perfect.
So, mechanically, Basically, the only way to figure out what a magic item does before actually attuning to it is to cast like Identify on it.
Oh, do I have that?
I believe it's on the cleric spell list. but
You may
whether or
have
not
it.
You have it prepared is one thing.
Yeah, I mean, remember, you guys can prepare in each rest. It doesn't matter. So
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
have it
just
on
to
your
sleep,
list,
and you
just...
can.
Well, no, even on short rests. That's the little homebrew rule that we have.
Oh, right, I forgot about that.
Just any kind of rest.
I like homebrew.
Don't really benefit from it, so I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
I'm over here like I got a
I should
sword.
probably rest. I don't have any key, so.
But I mean,
I don't know
yes.
if we should rest here though.
Hmm.
We killed the
Just-
immediate threat,
Yeah, I mean, how?
and we took her hands too.
But wasn't like didn't the Fae
I think this is
mention-
like the best option given our circumstances, without like wandering too far off and having to
I
wander
wouldn't
back.
suggest long resting. I feel like long resting here would be a bad idea. I don't really want to sleep in a hag's home, honestly.
I will remind you, by the way,
should
that
we discuss this in character?
yes, yes, and also I will remind you that it is pretty much it's getting to nighttime already.
Yeah,
Yeah. Dang nabbit.
I mean, we
Yeah.
could search downstairs, but we probably should at least rest a little bit because.
Alright, well, we're
I
going to
think-
start speaking in character
earlier.
right now. Okay.
Okay.
Do you all think we should call it for the night?
I think I'd feel a bit more comfortable if we just made sure there's not something going on downstairs. I mean, I did just cast Detect Good and Evil, and I don't sense anything from downstairs immediately, but this is a hag's home, so you never know.
Well, we can rest in shifts. Oh,
She will speak up. If you find adventurers are leaving, I request you to please take me with you. I will be of help. I promise.
Well, I don't really want to just leave you here. You do seem to be a victim of the hags, after all. Considering the mistake I already made, I don't really want to have another innocent on my mind.
Kipper's just gonna like I guess look at Ambrose sadly. Not much to I think Kipper already consoled him and he's a little worried that it's gonna be too much.
Rexmoa squints at the bottle that she is in, but then looks at Ambrose and says, well, if you can trust them, I suppose I can too.
She is quiet before speaking again. I do not know your name, large one, but do not take it too much to heart.
I appreciate it. But, Kipper, you said that there was a bit of evil and good coming from the jar. If I had to guess, the jar itself is probably what's evil here, made by the hags, if I had to guess, and
I mean that's
That's probably
entirely plausible. If it can contain a fairy inside, then I would imagine.
I don't really know much about fae.
I don't either, but I've heard enough stories and folk tales to know that they're powerful in themselves.
Only heard that many are tricksters, deceivers, but
Yeah, but this one seems to be like a little baby.
time will tell, which is exactly why I don't want to speak for the group. So as long as you all are okay with it, I think it's a good idea to bring her with us.
Well, it seems that at the very least we're both victims of the hag in one way or another. So our sentiments align currently.
She says, the hag sealed me in here for how long I do not know. And I have been waiting for a long time to be freed.
Chi, could I potentially ask you, well, number one, you said that if we opened the jar, you would surely die. So, what is the method of freeing you? And number two, what is your plan necessarily if you're freed?
Let's see what she has to say about that. And Taurin, anything on your end? You've been awfully quiet looking around the hag's house.
Oh, I'm just
Scheming.
letting everyone do their talking, you know, of course.
Okay.
Yum, yum, yum. I'm good at that.
You got it. You got this. Answering all, you're just asking the questions I was gonna ask, so I'm like, okay, yeah, we good.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's fine.
Feel free to talk over us whenever you want to.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, please. I talk too much.
I feel really bad if I like take the spotlight accidentally, so I don't like soaking up everything.
It's fine. I feel the same way sometimes, so we're good.
I
We're all
feel like
coached.
that's why we'll have like so many like long pauses because we're all like waiting for someone else to say something out of courtesy.
Yeah, we're all just like really polite and don't want to talk over anyone else, so which is good, but
at the question, Kipper, the jar seems to shake a little bit. Alas, the spell is such that I cannot say much, except there are 3 other hags that need to be taken care of for me to be free.
So you can't tell me what you wish to do after you are freed?
I like the little clicking noise when the typing's going on.
I think that's me actually. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
It's me just like writing a bunch of notes.
Mhm.
Well, we
sound like
definitely
a-
like to help you return home.
Well, like anyone, I will
Uh,
return to my. Oh yeah, sorry, you guys already read that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
sorry.
think you can read it for the audience.
Yes,
Yeah.
she goes. Well, like anyone, I would like to return to my home.
One last thing, Chi. Do you know anything about this? And I gestured towards the trap door. Would there be a hag down there?
She laughs at that. I would wish so, but alas, no.
I'll furrow my brow for a moment and say, wait a moment, you said 3 other hags? Isn't that atypical? A coven is normally 3. I've heard that more than that, they tend to not be very agreeable with each other.
They might be sisters for all we know.
Does that how does that work? They had a mom and a dad.
Oh.
I don't really necessarily want to think about the family dynamics.
I don't think hags are made that way. I think
No, they're not.
They're not traditional. No.
I haven't
don't
really
know
thought
exactly.
about the anatomical design of a hag, so please disregard.
I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm pretty sure it's some experiment type thing.
The
Well,
bottle
you
A
shakes.
lot of
see,
magic.
When the mommy hag meets the daddy hag,
Oh
and
boy. The jar shakes
They-
once again. There were 4 in total. 4 of this coven. 1 is gone.
I'm just gonna like hope that there's not like all 3 of them in the basement before we sleep. Here.
Gang, do we really want to fight all 3 of these hags? I understand that's like 30 more nails, but
I mean, like, that's not, I don't necessarily want to fight them, but I have a feeling we're at least going to fight one for retribution's sake. I feel like covens definitely rely on each other.
Well, from the rumors, only one hag responded around here. I feel like it'd be kind of hard not to realize that you're seeing other colors than a green one.
At the mention of nails, she says, "Nails? Whatever. It's one of you, potion maker."
Well, I happen to be a potion maker, but these nails are not for personal use, alas.
Yeah, because that's icky.
Wait. I have a new pedicure technique. Use hag nails on your own. Get some
Yeah.
claws.
Claws.
Ew.
Nice.
Don't shake your head at me. I see that on my other
Hag
screen.
press-ons.
I will literally beat you up.
That's nasty. You're gonna get an infection from that.
Yeah, it's gonna go right under. You push back your cuticles, and now you're getting mega doo-doo disease.
That's why you seep them into boiling soup.
She says, "Oh, how fascinating." She laughs at this. "I was always fascinated with potion making."
For a fairy?
Well, they are in a jar.
I wonder if the alchemist would know more about she.
Make a potion out of her. We gotta be careful.
So,
Not what I was getting at.
I suppose perhaps we should put it to a vote. Who wants to solve this hag business, and who would like to return? Perhaps with that adventurer in tow.
Oh, I will say, Kipper, since you have the detect evil and good, you do not feel any presence going from that trapdoor, like at all.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's awesome.
If there were hags here, I feel like they would have attacked us along with the green one.
Do you think potentially they're dispersed around the Great Continent, or even the Eastern Continent?
I should say Taurin would be worried that the potion maker would want to make a potion using something from the fairy. I mean, look at the hag.
That's fair.
I mean, the
That's a-
potion
that's
maker
a
doesn't even.
reasonable-
Well, oh,
I don't
did you
think
say
the
that as
potion maker's
Taurin, or
gonna,
you,
like,
I
are you
said
just
as a
saying
player.
Taurin's thoughts? Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
the potion maker doesn't even know that she exists, so.
True. Speaking of Chi, she says, "Oh, my dear the lizard, there are no hags here anymore. The coven is well split and only convene on occasion."
Oh, that's good news and bad news. I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm pretty sure that hags are well aware of what happens to their coven.
Did anyone happen to pick up like a journal or a planner, an itinerary from the hag?
See anything in the house?
Did we spot a calendar inside the hag hut?
A calendar. No, there is
it
no
seems
such thing.
She left a sticky note
No diaries.
over here, and it says, "Girl about
Don't forget about the bi-monthly hag meetup.
It says "Girl slay gas boss" is what the sticky note says.
What?
There's just a calendar on the wall that's just like tacked in with like a bone, and it just says "hang in there" with a cat hanging on for dear life.
No, I'm thinking more like a calendar that says, "Yeah, you hit it, girl," and then like I don't know, like
Wait,
flames.
hold on. This is like a perfect time for that really stupid Auntie Ethel, girl boss.
Yes,
gif.
exactly. No, she actually has like one of those like male model calendars.
Oh, yes, it's all
That's
Galarian.
Is Galarian on there?
Hey,
There we go. There you go, guys. I put it in the lab's chat.
questionable
That's how
actually.
he's-
If he's
That's
on
how
there,
No,
makes
no,
so
there-
much money and how the town is so rich.
There is no calendar.
Okay. Well, I guess. I think other
I'm
than exploring the basement, we've exhausted most of our options here. Though it does seem we have plenty to think about come morning if we decide to take a rest after a long, hard fought fight.
I agree, but also, Kipper just starts opening the hatch. She's like, I sense no evil stuff down here, so I'm just gonna take a quick look.
Kipper, as you open the hatch, the first thing that happens is that a small cloud of dust just kind of wafts over to you. It burns your nose, and what you can see inside is
My grandfather, no.
what you can see inside is that there is not a lot of room. It's kind of like a crawl space down there. There's a lot of skeletons, human skeletons.
That's
It is again overgrown below it. It's just like dirt, a little crawl space under the house.
Understood. Rexmoa, is this a good time for you to make a prayer to Ixis above all of these used to be people? I'm
I
just
peered
thinking.
into the basement as well.
Mhm.
I mean, is it like can we
It's
me
not a
and
basement.
Kipper both
It's,
see?
as I said, it's a crawl space
Okay.
pretty much.
Okay.
It's just like a little. It's like a little. I don't know, like a space where like the foundation of the house and the ground actually kind of meet. You will not be able to see
Okay.
it from the outside because it's all like overgrown and the foundation is built and whatever.
Yeah, I nod towards Kipper, and then I clasp my hands and hold them above my head, and I say a short prayer for these unknown lost souls. Ixis, may you guide these wayward souls into the great ocean of the beyond. And he just like closes his eyes in a moment of prayer.
Let's see. I'm going to do an investigation check, if possible.
What are you looking
Just,
for in this place?
Should I do investigation, or for a general look around, should I do perception?
Well, that's what I mean. What are you trying to investigate? What are you trying to look for?
Generally loot.
Inside
or
of this
If
place?
there's any secrets, I don't know, the crawl space. Do you think?
All
there'd
right,
be
give me an
anything in the crawl
investigation check for that. Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right, with that
whammies.
investigation check, I will say that, from a quick glance, you don't manage to see a lot. So you kind of lean into and just kind of start glancing inside of this crawl space. Obviously, you have your detect evil and good active, so you don't really feel any bad presence or anything like that. So you feel confident in just taking a peek. And something calls your eye. Something calls your attention. The now lights are kind of a glimmer. You can see a glimmer between some of the bones, and once you reach over it, you get a small collar with a very little plaque that has basically a very small engraving of two people shaking hands. You can feel also, now that you've revealed it, you can feel faint magic coming from this necklace as well.
I will take that.
Perfect.
I will. And I just realized something I probably should have investigated more for was the other two party members of that one lady.
Which ones?
The lady that was drowned in boiling
Yeah,
water.
the ones originally sent by the potion maker.
Well,
Yeah.
you do remember that you do remember that the alchemist said that there were three adventurers, 2 female, 1 male, and they all looked like rangers. Two of the females were using bows, and the other one was using he had a bow, but it was using swords. So far, you have found one male and one female.
Yeah, we found the one dude inside the mushroom area.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh, that's
okay.
right.
Mm-hmm. He was also a ranger looking guy.
Yeah.
So
You're
does that
using
mean
his
if we
bow.
go
Let's
to the
get bow.
spider region, we're gonna find the other lady?
Hey, we don't know that. Oh, I kind of feel bad. Maybe we should have gone there first. Oh well.
Do we
Hindsight.
recognize any of the people here?
We're running out of daylight hours, so
No.
Yeah.
It's all
Do
about the bone.
Do I recognize one of these people in the basement, or are they pretty old?
They are skeletons.
bones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are skeletons.
Okay.
There is no qualities for you to recognize.
There's the quality of calcium in their bones.
There
Okay,
is
Markiplier.
that. Okay,
Aw.
but yes, no, they're all bones.
Understood. Have a nice day, sir. I'm gonna just climb back out of the crawl space and just wipe all the dust off of me, especially off my face, and be like, yeah, okay. I think as kind of gruesome as it is picking this place to fall asleep for the night, I don't think it's a bad idea. I agree that it's not necessarily the best idea to go back out adventuring at nighttime unless we want more monsters to loot and more wounds to heal.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty rough after the last one. Definitely could give these old bones some rest.
Taurin would also agree. I'm pretty exhausted, so I would like to go back to town, actually.
Go back to
Yeah.
town tonight?
Not tonight, but
Okay, good. I was about to
She
say,
was
like,
ha-
it's a little...
it took us like half the day to get over here, I think.
No, it took you guys way less. Remember, you went for the mushrooms first, so it
Right.
definitely didn't took you as long. She
Yeah,
was
yeah,
humming
that's right,
again,
right.
but then she says, "Well, I have mentioned I am she. May I know your names, dear adventurers?"
oh, didn't.
Thorin, go first.
Well, I'm Taurin. Then I'll just point to whoever's next.
I'm Kipper. I'm a Harengon, as you can probably already tell. And then I'm just gonna point at Rexmoa.
All right. You can call me Rexmoa, little Fae. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Dishonor. It's like I'm trying to be nice here, but I'm like, I don't want to give
No,
this
it's okay. She
thing
didn't
my
say, "May I
name."
have your name?"
She didn't say
That's
it
the
that way. Fair enough.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Neither did I. You're not alone.
I am Ambrose. Nice to meet you, even if the circumstances are strange.
Pete whiskey. Sorry, I just looked at an open thing.
I think if we put a berry in a blender, it would taste good.
Damn.
Oh,
Huh?
I don't know.
You're having like Ocarina of Time, like war flashbacks with Navi.
I was just drinking tea and was like, I don't know, sound.
What's across
I don't
your
know.
mind?
I don't know. I was like drinking tea, and there was the soup encounter earlier. I don't know, man.
Oh.
Don't just just patience. Patience, kindness, calmness.
So, what is going to be your choice? Oh, before that, she says, "How lovely. It's quite nice to meet you all as well. It has been such a while since I've heard anyone else besides the wicked hag."
So, what were conversations with the hag like?
don't know if I want to have conversations with like.
I don't know. What would an evil creature have to say? Is there anything irking on the edges that aren't always evil? Sometimes just the mundane.
The difference in flavor between an elf and a human?
Maybe the difference in flavor between a mushroom and a carrot.
Did we decide to rest here or not?
She is quiet
think
for
we
a
did.
moment. She was quite.
Takes out my bedroll.
She was quite wicked, taunting, quite pleased to have me trapped. But yeah, you
Well, if it
guys.
helps, we totally bonked her.
If you guys decide to stay here, I mean, there is one bed, so one person can.
Oh
be
my
in the bed.
god! Oh my god, one bed.
And the rest.
One bed, four
I'm just
guys.
imagining we're like
Rock, paper,
football
scissors.
pile.
Mm.
I'm just messing. The
I
old
think
man
we
should have
can,
a bed.
we can like cordon the bed off
Hmm.
into like sections.
Just a quarter of the bed for each.
I can, like-
Rexmoa will just like take his pack and just like lay it down gently on the floor. We also have bedrolls, I'm pretty sure. I think
Yeah.
I might have
Boy,
I think I might have
Yeah,
gotten
you-
rid of mine in some kind of nope, I still have my bed.
No, every
Okay.
single one of you has a bedroll
Yeah.
because everybody
Yeah.
starts with a bedroll. So
yeah.
I was like, did I sell mine? That sounds like something I would do.
It got eaten by the creature that we don't know the name of.
by the
Yeah.
creature.
The mysterious.
Rexmoa,
I know what the name of it is, but
Mhm.
get back on that bed. You're the oldest of us. You need to keep your back in good shape. We have bedrolls. We're fine.
Lad, this is not my first time out in the rough. I'll have you know.
I know, but you're getting older and you need to take care of yourself.
You know, I would have thought that some of you might have been more accustomed to resting in comfort. Thank you, Chi. I was wondering if we were gonna have to ask that.
She turns off the jar light as they all mention sleeping. Her sprite body still glowing like a very dim night light.
Mhm. So I will continue to just like lay in my bedroll because
Well, I ain't staying
Uh,
upstairs.
a curmudgeon. You're gonna stand on the stairs.
So yes,
I'm not going to. Sorry.
if you guys are already going to bed, I will say if you're not doing anything on the night, we can pass to the next morning and we'll have you guys take the effects of a long rest.
I'm going to be stubborn and also not take the bed because
So no one's taking the bed.
no, Ambrose has to take the bed now.
Okay. He did get the shit beat out of him, so
Just cat mode
Am-
and just find the
Ambrose.
rat.
I took a lightning bolt. I know.
You took a what?
He did
I
tank
took
a
the
lightning bolt.
yeah, he got his head messed
straight
with
to the
too.
face.
I failed to save the lightning bolt, then proceeded to fail to save for 2 different fear effects that makes you see your worst nightmares.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had a great time with that hag. However, I did my job at keeping the hag off you guys until the creatures were dealt with. So, I am content with how that went out.
You know, any fight you can walk away from.
Yes,
But
indeed.
I'll say
Oh.
during the night, as everyone is doing their thing, I do go to bed, but it's quite obvious that for anyone that might be perceptive or just awake for a little bit longer, I am tossing and turning a lot throughout the night and not exactly getting what you would call restful sleep.
Mm.
And during the night, I will get up momentarily to just put my blade upon my lap as I just kind of sit down instead of lay down, and just very gently put my hand along the blade. Every once in a while, just kind of touching the actual sharp end of the blade, the point, and just kind of pressing it into my thumb before running my hand along the blade once more, and then eventually trying to put my head back down. And that'll happen a couple times throughout the night for anyone that might notice.
Kipper definitely noticed because Kipper is trying to avoid sleeping right now.
Are you actually not sleeping then, Kipper?
I said trying not to, but you kind of Kipper's going to fall asleep at some point.
Okay. Interesting. So as night passes, the hag's lair seems to be safe enough. It is, after all, a hut built for, living. So the hours pass, you guys take your long rest, and eventually the rays of sunlight start shining through the multiple boards and like the windows of the house. And it is time for you guys to wake up.
Wake up.
Stretch.
Big stretch.
There you go.
Big stretch, wake up.
Is anyone on the bed?
Oh,
Let's say Ambrose.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Ambrose was the one.
Ambrose, did you sleep on the bed? Ambrose didn't say he slept on the bed.
Oh, he had the bed.
I will begin to be like, no, I don't need it, but if you guys like tell me take the bed, I will.
She slept on the bed.
However, in the morning, I will not be on the bed anymore. I'll be like just kind of sitting on the ground.
That is a good question. Taurin, where did you place the jar where she is?
I never put it down, but wait, for this case, I would say like on a table or something nearby.
Okay.
It exploded.
Yeah, I
I've-
guess.
I have a feeling if there's no other hags in the area, that we're gonna have you for quite a little bit, Chi.
She would be up at morning. Her jar just shining with her light. He says, perhaps.
Kipper's gonna like look around the room to see how everybody's doing. No one lost health in their sleep. I'm
No.
assuming. Anyone an angry sleeper here?
I mean, Rexmoa.
Mhm. I'll say that if you look closely enough, and considering that you have a pretty high perception, I am kind of keeping my hand underneath my clothing, and like I have it kind of like hidden underneath my shirt.
Kipper's gonna walk up to Ambrose. Just be like, hey bud, you doing alright?
She mentions, as I said before, I do wish to accompany you find people rather than wait for another long while before being found again.
I guess while Kipper and Ambrose have their conversation, I'll talk in parallel to Taurin. But obviously we can't do that in real life, so you all can have that conversation.
I'll glance up at Kipper and I'll take my hand out of my shirt and kind of like wave my hand slightly, because the other one is kind of holding onto the sword. And as I wave my right hand, you can see there's kind of like I have a slight like bandage around the like thumb and pointer finger. And it looks like there might be a little bit of blood on it. And I'm just gonna like wave my hand slightly and say, no, I'm fine. And you can see I try to smile, which is somewhat out of character.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is Oi, this is not what I call fine. I'm just gonna like grab your hand and then I'm gonna start practicing medicine. How did this even happen? Did this happen from yesterday? Or this must have happened during the nighttime. I know you weren't necessarily sleeping well last night. I'm gonna...
My other hand is kind of holding on to the blade rather tightly. That is kind of just sitting on my lap still. I assure you, it's nothing. I just nicked myself, is all. I am a bit shaken up by yesterday. You know, I was struck by that bolt of lightning. I suppose it's just given me the shivers.
With that medicine roll, Kipper, you're able to bandage the wound pretty well.
Good. I'm going to cast Calm Emotions.
Oh, okay. Are you willing, Ambrose?
My immediate thought process as Ambrose is that he's just like offering like a prayer or something attached to the thing. So yes, I'm willing.
Okay.
Not that I
Yeah.
would really not be willing to you anyway because we're allies, but you know.
I mean, hey, you know, if you weren't willing, you had to do a save, bud. That is what it is. Make sure to
Yeah.
take down those 2 mana points. And yeah, Ambrose, you now, after Kipper just casts this radiating energy onto you, you now feel calm. You feel like all the fears that you had from the night prior and even in the battle are gone. They will be gone momentarily.
You're just gonna keep injuring yourself if you don't ease up on that blade. You gotta be more self-conscious.
The grip I
Don't
have
hold
on the
back
blade with my
you.
left hand, of course, is calmed down slightly. Now just kind of like holding on to it to make sure it doesn't like fall off my lap or anything. I'll say, I don't know really what you did, but thank you. I just had a bad night.
I know.
My
Yesterday wasn't
time.
good.
My time with my mentor. The one thing, he may not have said it, but his actions always spoke for him. It was always about doing good things, saving people who need it, even when they can't tell you they need help. And yesterday I took someone's life who needed help, who had no mouth. And instead of giving them what they needed, what they deserved, a future, I took it away from them.
I'm gonna keep holding Ambrose's hand and just look at him and be like, there is no reason that you should blame yourself. Honestly, if anyone should be blaming themselves, I had the ability to detect good and evil, and I didn't even think to do that in the moment. You made a judgment call. Honestly, if that were the hag, that was the most logistical thing to do. There's no way you could have told the difference between the hag or an ordinary person. I mean, this is a creature that deals with illusion, and I'm probably the only person that could have dealt with that aspect, and I just wasn't on my game, I guess.
I made a rash decision. One out of fear, because I was worried one of you would get hurt. It's a mistake that I must call my own. It is no one's fault but mine for what I did.
Just make sure you don't beat yourself up too much. At least, think of it this way. I don't want you to necessarily think that she was already dead just because of the hag, but in a sense, you still were able to avenge her. Being controlled like that, I don't necessarily think of that as life well lived. And if we hadn't come along, I think she would have been trapped in that state for who knows how long.
With all my mentor here, things would have been better. She would have been saved, the hag dealt with. But it was me instead. I just made things worse.
Was your mentor ever a child?
Oh, he was human.
What kind of question
So-
is that?
So I'm assuming that he had to grow up. He wasn't always your mentor. He had to start somewhere. And he made mistakes. I mean, he wore a mask, he wore robes. Do you think that potentially he was also ashamed of something he had done in the past that he should have done differently?
I look up at you for a moment, and there's this strange expression on my face where my eyes are almost wide and my eyebrows are slightly tilted upward, and it's very obvious, something really specific is just kind of going through my head at the moment, and I say, everyone has something, I suppose.
Well, whatever's going on, just know we'll be here. And if you have any more restless nights, I can calm you down the same way I just did. And also, bandages, because you and that angled sword of yours.
It's a habit of mine. When I stress out, I touch my blade, and sometimes I forget where exactly my hand is. I'm sorry for worrying you. I didn't mean that.
No, you have nothing to apologize to me. Literally nothing. Honestly, it makes me happy to know that I can be of help.
I'll pull my hand slightly away and then grab yours instead and say, I really do appreciate you. I'm not good with trust, I'm not good with words, but you are. You have something that many people don't, and that is your good nature. Thank you for being here.
I think a certain Elven High Council would disagree with you there. But
It's your
I
good
very
nature that
appreciate
gives you strength, I believe. I'm not
Thank you.
saying I'm going to get better over this overnight, but regardless of what happens, I'll make sure to take this in stride. I'll learn from this,
Definitely.
and for her life, I'll save 100 more.
I like that.
That is what my mentor would have done, after all.
All we can do is be broken together, I guess. I glance at Rexmoa as he is, back broken on the floor.
I'm doing just fine.
Yeah, so as you guys were speaking over there, Taurin and Rexmoa, I guess if she is with you guys. What were you guys talking about?
Well, is Quartz here? It looks like
She did say she was back.
Okay.
There she
Okay.
is.
Okay, you just have to switch over. All right. Well, I look at Taurin, and I kind of don't regard Chi for now, and I say, "So, you've adopted a pet?"
Well, for the time being, at least, it looks like. What should we do?
I do think it's a great opportunity for you to learn responsibility, but I must say, the last time I had an encounter with a fey creature, one of my traveling companions just appeared in a circle of mushrooms. So I just urge you, just be careful.
And as you guys say this, she says, I'm not a pet.
Oh, yes, sorry. You're a chi, that's right.
A fae.
A chai tea.
Chai.
It's just chai. It's just chai.
Oh, that's funny.
Taurin would be asking, though, this, pretty concerned, actually. And she'll be asking Rex, like, so, what do you think about the other hags? I'm kind of scared they'll come after us.
I do think they're nothing but trouble, and while, yes, they do tend to operate independently and convene on special occasions, I don't think us slaying a member of their coven will go unnoticed. So, perhaps they'll even come to us if we're going to pursue this little side objective, let's call it.
She lets
Will
out
they
a
team
slight
up on
huff.
us?
She lets out a
Sorry.
slight huff before speaking up. They certainly will. They need to be contained.
Oh,
Should you be contained?
Taurin will whisper, what if she's actually a hag?
Can we put this jar in like a burlap sack or something while we're talking?
Right? Oh, man.
I'm just waiting to see what she has to say.
I'm just waiting for Chi. If a hag wishes to contain me, can you think it would be for a good reason?
Yeah, Rexmoa puts his hand up to his lizardy maw and does think and contemplate what a good reason to contain a fae would be for a hag. Well, I suppose you have a point there, and you do seem well-mannered enough.
Oh, Chi.
Meanwhile, Taurin's just like kind of looking at the good berry spell going, maybe I should cast a few of these. Just for safe measure.
I cannot say why I have been trapped, as their spell forbids me to, but I can promise I will be of help to you. All if you wish to aid me in finding freedom.
Well, if you're gonna stick around with us, I think we would do better than to just have Taurin carry you around. And I take a little segment of rope from my pack, and then I say, I learned this one while I was while I was hanging out in an elven tavern, and I use the rope to like create a little binding so we can just like hang the jar off of like someone's belt or backpack.
Yep,
Nice.
easy enough.
A pet lantern.
Easy enough. You managed to
Sorry,
craft
that was
yourself
the meaning.
a little bit of a, I don't know, like a belt hanging thing with the jar.
Well, Chi, we'll take good care of you if you take good care of us.
Wise words. Taurin will kind of like nod. Yes, yes.
And now you guys have gained the companion Chi. She will be able to be useful in your campaign. You may be able to ask Cheese things, and she will also offer help in the form of some spells.
Ooh.
She laughs. Ah, thank you, my dear Rexmoa. I will most certainly do my best. Oh, I have wished long to leave this place and see this world again.
Well, I hope you like the mountains. That's where we're going to be heading to in the long run. Also, are you good at keeping secrets, Chi?
Remember, Chi, snitches get stitches.
Quite good, she replies.
Good. We'll need that type of discretion.
All right. So, as you guys get ready for the morning, eat up some of your rations and head out of the house. Where are you guys headed now?
What was next?
Spider?
Yeah, the way I see, we could either go to the spiders or we could go back to the city. I
In
mean, either
theory,
way, we're
yes.
gonna have to. If I remember correctly, there's only like a south, east, and western gate, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, and we're on the northern side, so.
Well, no, you have it. Yes, you're right. Sorry, my bad. Yes, you are on the
So, I think
northern side.
West
Yeah.
was where the spider was.
It's in the southern region, so
Oh, it's in the
I guess it's
southern
just a matter of do we want to go through the mushroom place, or we could go west. It's southwest and around the city, and I think to the west is like a ocean, I believe. or like a
Yeah,
coast.
all the way like back west. Like we're talking a lot of traveling
Okay.
to the.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Let's
I mean,
travel to
eventually
the
you
left.
you will have to pass through town, really, if you want to go through the towards the spider place.
Okay, so with that being said, I would say, since we have to go near the town anyway, I would like to bring this woman to town and have her properly buried. It's only right to give her what she deserves.
Yes, I agree.
I
We can.
don't like the idea of burying her on the hag's grounds.
Do we know, is there a typical, like, adventures code with bringing a corpse back into a town? Like, just so we don't cause alarm to any citizens? Maybe we mention it to the guards as we enter the gate?
I bundled her up, but you can still kind of see her. My cloak doesn't do the perfect job at hiding her.
Mm.
Not that
So-
not that I'm trying to hide her. That sounds weird.
No, that's literally, no, this is a dignity thing. We understand.
Was gonna ask though, are we wheeling her back on like one of those like carts or something like that, or are we carrying her? How are we doing this?
I was just gonna carry her.
Okay.
We can split the load. Maybe like each of us grab, not like I'm imagining like there's a blanket, or we're like holding her kind of in the cloak and we each hold like a corner.
It's okay. I think I'm the only one that's actually strong. I can just carry her.
Yeah,
Damn.
no,
And
Rexmoa ain't doing that.
also, Ambrose feels like it is entirely his fault, so he kind of wants to brunt the entire load force.
Okay.
I mean, that's a way to cope with grief.
That's fine.
The task at hand.
Well then, good luck, Ambrose.
She speaks up. If you look around, perhaps there may be something around the swamp to carry the lady on.
Ooh, frog.
Yeah, is there like a wheelbarrow or something, or like a sled?
A wheelbarrow.
Well, outside, actually, you may find a wheelbarrow, yeah. Because you do remember that there is a small farm right outside the house.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just made that sound.
Well, yeah,
That
let's
was okay.
let's try using that, and we can take turns pulling the wheelbarrow along. I guess to get back to the town, we would just take whatever has the most established road.
Yeah, I mean, you already kind of know your way back. Eventually you will find the road back. You are just heading straight southwest, I guess. Okay. Who is leading the party? Because I'm going to need a little bit of a survival check for this.
Oh no.
I can lead, since I assume Ambrose would be a little far behind.
Okay. Oh yeah, who is carrying chi on their belt?
I think Taurin?
Carrier.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Taurin, make sure to have your little jar taken note of.
Yeah.
A jar
I
with a
just
chi.
I have 2 war hammers
Mhm.
amassed. I have so much stuff.
Oh yeah, you guys are gonna have to do some inventory cleaning soon. But yeah, Rexmoa, give me a survival check then.
Okay.
Just to know how well you can get the people back on the road, and if you don't have any distractions or nothing. God damn, okay. You are
He's been out there. He's
yeah.
walked these roads.
Oh yeah, you remember the road back. Easy enough. At a good pace, you can make yourself you can get the people back. Eventually you find the road that would lead you back into the elven town, and very fast, actually, at a good pace, you find yourselves already at the gate of the town. You guys remember, it is a very tall gate made out of stone with wood basically running along it. So, what are you guys doing as you are entering the town? You are carrying the wheelbarrow, so, you know, the guards are going to be a little bit suspicious of you.
Who wants to approach the god?
I'll handle it. This is my idea. I'll be the one who fixes it.
Maybe don't necessarily say exactly what happened, because they could misconstrue it. I understand that you would want to be entirely honest, but I think it's best to keep it at she was a victim of the hag.
I cannot save people if I'm in jail. I'll go over to the guards and just, give a light hail and say, there was a slight issue in the forest. We came across a hag and have found a victim of hers. There were complications, and we couldn't save her. So I wanted to bring her back so she could be properly buried. Is there somewhere we can do that?
As you are approaching, obviously more guards are following you, and once you're talking to the one guard, others are kind of inspecting the wheelbarrow, and they see the corpse, and they just kind of nod at the guard, and he goes, "Oh, the hag has taken another victim. Well,
We killed the hag, but that doesn't stop the fact that she's dead."
oh, did you now? Well, at least that's the good news. Sure. You can probably take her to the healer's ward to get all of her things sorted out and get ready for a burial. Please make sure to not uncover her in town. We will not take kindly to a corpse being transported.
Right. We didn't want to anyway.
And the guys just kind of
And
nod and
I'll-
just move you along as the ones that were inspecting the corpse just kind of tuck the lady back again, so it's not like too revealing.
I think Kipper's just gonna pull the cloth a little bit more over the corpse's face and feet or whatever to make it look less like a corpse.
So you guys are entering town then, going towards the healer's ward?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Easy enough. As you guys enter town, you remember the same place that you have been for the last few days. Very beautiful architecture, in tune with nature and everything. And yeah, you remember the way towards the healer's ward, the big plaza with everything happening, and you managed to get yourself in there. As you open the door to the healer's ward, how are you transporting the lady?
Well, I'll continue being the one to like actually like move it around, and right now I'll uncover the body and throw it in the river. I'll making sure that it doesn't like accidentally, the cloak doesn't come undone or anything. Just pass through, and then when we get to the healer's district, I guess ask around on what to do for like an actual healer, not like just a random civilian.
Yeah. So as you enter in the healer's ward specifically, you see the many healers taking some smaller cases, and you see one of them just kind of approaches you and asks you like, what is the problem, like what do you need some healing, like what's up with that? And as you are telling her, they kind of have a sad expression, but understanding because of what has happened, and they call up for a couple more healers to start helping with the body. And another few elven men and women just go outside and pick up the body very gently, keeping it tucked in so it is not seen by anyone.
Yeah, still out in the open.
Well, yeah, sure, I guess. But yeah, they take the body into one of the side rooms to prepare it for a burial. And as you guys are waiting for what is going to happen, you see somebody exiting another side room. It is the alchemist that you guys met a few times already, and in fact the one that gave you the quest that you were doing at that point. She was like kind of busy on her own mind. You can see she comes out with a small satchel and saving what looks to be a couple of vials from her hands into the satchels. And as she's going out, she kind of stumbles upon you and she goes, well, good morning. Did you come back with my stuff?
Kind of. We have most of it. We've killed the hag and brought some nails. We recovered mushrooms for you as well, but we have yet to go deal with any spider venom.
Oh, did you now? Any show of anything about the other adventures that I sent before?
I'm just gonna like nudge the lady and then point over to the healers who are working on the corpse.
Okay. Yeah, so as she turns to look at the area where they're treating their dead, and she sighs. Oh.
We found two.
Well, I guess the job was a little bit too much for them. I am so sorry you had to see this. But I have some news with you taking care of your my issue. I was able to help out by the order of Lord Galarian to your friend. I have administered some potions. He should be waking up soon. I was just going to head back and get the shop open. Maybe you should go and take a look at him.
I like start punching Ambrose in the shoulder with excitement, and I'm just like, hey! Our boy's coming back.
And she goes,
I'll
"Oh."
look down at you and nod.
The
It's a good
lady
thing.
nods and just kind of bows at the group and says, "Oh, well, I will be at my shop whenever you want to. Sell me whatever items you have got. I do not want to interrupt this reunion." And
We're
she,
planning to go back out for the spider venom, so give us a bit more time.
she nods and says, Are you sure? I wouldn't want to bother if you've already got most of the ingredients. I think the rest can wait a little."
It's
Well,
not too much of a bother for us. Our
We'll check in on
wallets
our
have been a little
friend and
empty.
then go grab what we can from the spiders.
All right. Well, I will be at my shop if you need anything else. And she just kind of moves past you guys. Taurin, she from your belt says, "Your boy, is there another companion?"
Yes. We're gonna go meet him now.
I think the alchemist. I think alchemist is talking about she.
Hmm.
Hmm?
I thought she was asking the question.
No,
No,
she
like,
was
she
asking
is
the question,
asking
yes.
about
your other
Joy.
companion, yes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you're right.
He is not seeing Joy yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, she was asking it, or
Yes,
the
she was
alchemist
asking it.
Dang nabbit. Oh wait, I am scrolled all the way up. Dang nabbit, that's why I didn't see it.
But yes, as you guys see the alchemist move away, and everything was back at the normal pace of the healer's ward. It's not too busy, after all. No battles have been fought, so you would see just normal emergencies or like some random people just go in there for a fix me up for whatever reason. And you guys go follow along to the room where Jory was. And you find, as a matter of fact, you find Jory. He is now awake in his bed. He's just looking nervously from side to side as he is up now.
Boy, that's a familiar face, now isn't it?
So is like everyone in the room now?
They would be entering, yes.
Okay. So Jory, when he like sees everyone, he like instantly perks up. It's like, yay, familiar faces. But he's still kind of like bedridden.
Are you doing okay, Jory? It feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, he just nods, sort of like excitedly.
I was worried when we lost you. You weren't there to see a lot of things. The monastery was rather terrifying, and you not being there only made it worse.
I mean, there was a look-alike you, like a mimic, like a dollar store version of you, but it wasn't hitting, as one would say.
He just kind of like tilts his head at Kipper, just sort of confused.
I don't know exactly what it was, but it was like a mimic, but looked like you had memories of who and what you were.
Hmm.
Do you?
Attacked us.
I think it must have replaced you the last. What is the last thing you remember? That's probably around the point that it replaced you.
his eyes kind of just like drift towards the floor as he just like thinks.
Jory, the
And
last
he-
thing you would remember, as a matter of fact, because I'm pretty sure I have not discussed this with you, the last thing you would remember is you being lost in the fog and then suddenly you were out. Like you were knocked out.
Does he remember seeing like that? Like,
The vision?
I think it was like a vision of his home.
Totally. He does.
So he'll kind of just try to like sign with his hands like a home, like a house. And that's kind of all you have to work with.
Maybe you were dreaming, perhaps.
There was something there that was using our minds against us. Maybe you were trapped in some sort of like dreamlike state because of it. I think all of us saw strange things when we were entering the monastery. You were just unlucky to not reach there.
I still don't know whether it was the monks who made that fog as a deterrent or whether it was the creature that made that fog to bring things in.
Well, the creature seemed to be feasting on desires. The fog was probably something of its creation to do it.
You know,
To
that
drag
does
people
sound
in.
like it tracks. Tracks? Tracks. Two different words. Same great flavor.
Who knows, though? I don't know anything about that thing. Just assumptions. But I'm glad to hear you're doing okay, Jory. All of us
Oh.
are worried about you.
Okay, if you want the hot goss to what's happened as of after that, we went into the wait, Kipper's gonna look around and see, is there anybody else in the room other than us?
Inside of this room, I mean, there's healers out and about, but like not really inside of the room.
Is there a door?
Yeah, she is also.
She is there, yes. No, the door to his room is open. It's completely open.
Okay, Kipper's gonna go over to the door and close it.
Okay.
Okay, so the hot goss is we went to the monastery and Ambrose kept getting attacked by carpets, like endless living carpets. Rexmoa, yeah, Rexmoa tried to eat something, but then it tried to eat him back. And then Ambrose got attacked by more carpets. And
They
the whole
were
time,
mimics.
yeah, they were mimics. And the
Jory's
whole
just giving you like a soft smile throughout all of this.
And then the thing that pretended to be you, but wasn't you, when we opened this one door, it turned into like a Smurf Blue Man Group looking thing, which are, I don't know what those things actually are. I just felt like it applies. And then we had to fight like 3 blue guys, and we won. And we went deeper into the monastery, and it turns out like monks sealed off that place. Yeah. And then we had to fight a giant blobby thing that the monks were trying to defeat. And it ate Rexmoa, but then Rexmoa got coughed up by a bird, and then the bird beat the crap out of that thing, or at least that's what I think. That's how I kind of remember it. I couldn't see very well. I was crying too hard. And then things kind of happened fast after that. We left, and then Taurin met her boyfriend, Galarian, and we jumped into a portal to this elven kingdom, and it's pretty much the entire time we've been here, it's pretty much just been Taurin rizzing up this eligible bachelor.
I don't know about rizzing up, but okay.
Jory has never looked more confused in his life, but he's just happy to be here.
Not rizzing up, she says, as she clearly was smooching him.
Literally kissed him.
Literally, you
Hey,
Kiss
maybe
them.
he
Basically
rizzed
happened for
her.
good.
Also after hearing about what Rexmoa went through, Jory kind of just like looks at Rexmoa with like a worried look.
Kipper's just exaggerating, lad. I am just fine. And he gives like a half smile.
I'm leaving out quite a lot of details, but he was not fine. There were a lot of bad sounds happening. It was not good.
She
But
is.
he's fine now.
You can feel, well, you cannot feel, but she is very quiet during everything. But the light in the jar is still flickering once in a while.
Oh yeah, okay, this is another important thing. But we heard that there was a green hag in the area, which is kind of like an old lady but bad and covered in green algae, and we defeated her, and then we got a jar that has a little fae in it called Chi, and now Chi's also traveling with us.
Jory just kind of gives the little fairy like a sweet smile and just does like a little nod as like a greeting.
And this is our friend Jory. Chi, by the way. Introductions. Oops.
Probably I should have started with that, but got a little excited.
She says, "You're not quite what you seem. A little like myself, perhaps."
Mm.
I mean, he does turn into a werewolf and stuff, which is pretty rad.
Oh, yeah, Jory, you do wake up in inside of a building, so you know.
No.
Yeah. Yeah,
Am I gonna have-
this whole time you can kind of just like see that he's a little like on edge, but he's just trying not to think about it.
The light flickers from Chi before calming. Ah, so that's what I sensed, she says.
Bing chilling.
I think Jory will kind of try to like get up a bit, but he'll feel like kind of a pain going throughout his whole body, so he'll just kind of like lay back down a little.
It is not a physical pain, but it is more like dizziness after you like sit up. It slowly starts fading away. You will eventually be able to move normally very soon. As a matter of fact, the potions that you were administered were pretty strong, meant to deal with things of that nature. After all, you were hit by a very strong psychic attack. So it's normal that you won't feel too well.
He kind of just feels like discombobulated.
Exactly. So you guys are now back in town with your friend already looking good. Alive, which was the biggest of your worries. What is your next step?
All right, so they're still recovering. But,
I would say that
I was just about to ask in character.
I would say that just after a few minutes, like Jory would be fine. It's like something that is just, you know, kind of like waking up from a surgery or something. But this one is not that bad.
He just needs a minute to clear his head.
Exactly. And while you guys were talking, it's probably that, yeah.
More like mental exhaustion versus actual physical issues.
Exactly.
That's mature.
I'm just imagining like a glowing, like, psychic hand floating from the jar.
Like an Among Us hand.
No, please.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I don't know if you're still bedridden, but we're planning to go back out in the forest to harvest spider venom.
Yeah, he just very quickly like perks up and gives you like a rapid nod because he wants to get the heck out of the city.
Just make sure to take it careful. Don't want you going comatose again.
And he just sort of offers like a kind of like an apologetic smile, like he kind of feels bad for making you guys worry.
I'll offer my hand to help make him stand up.
And he takes it, and he stumbles a little because his head is still a little.
We are now officially a party of 6, it seems.
Jury just kind of, I guess he just sort of straightens himself and seems to be doing fine for the most part.
Yeah, after that weird, like, dizzy feeling that you had a few seconds ago, you try it again, and then it's mostly gone. So you stand up. You're doing fine now.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need my arm.
And he just sort of bows his head a little. Sort of like, I don't know, just feeling embarrassed by the whole situation.
So then, now with your companion back on its foot. Oh, wait, let me see what Chi said. Chi mentions, perhaps a little food will help your friend. Jory was the name, yes? Pleased to meet you.
Jory just kind of gives her like another little nod and smile.
Do we have any food on our person? Or
Rations,
well, I guess
we could always just go to. We can just go somewhere.
yeah, I think it's more important that we get out of here.
Yeah,
I
Get
can
Jody into the wild.
I think Jory will definitely feel a lot better when he's like not in a tight building.
You want these hag nails we found? They're really tasty.
Oh boy.
They taste like malice and curse.
Do you think consuming a raw hag nail would make you sick?
I would assume so, yes.
Think?
It's a pretty safe bet.
Maybe? I think eating a raw most raw land things would go poorly.
Yes, I would also agree with that. I think just eating a lot of things raw would not be good for your health.
Yeah. Unless it's like a deep ocean fish, which you can usually eat raw.
Mm-hmm.
But
Man, even
sometimes
she
the
is acting up.
texture is not conducive for joy.
So,
I feel like a monkfish would be bad raw, not because of illness, but because it's just like a big jelly man.
A big jelly man. That is a fun thing. So, are you guys then deciding to head out of the healing ward?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So as you head out, you can see that the wheelbarrow that you brought has been already moved to a side. Obviously, you glance over the other room that the lady was being taken to, and you can see that she is being, she is being prepared for burial, cleaned up. Her adventuring attire has been removed and put into more simple clothes. And, they are just basically preparing her. As you guys head out, you again are greeted by the large plaza, well, not the plaza, but near the large plaza, the castle to the side, and obviously the large willow trees that are in the elven city. As you guys are heading towards the exit, I'm assuming you guys are going straight for the other part of your quest that the alchemist sent you, correct?
South.
I should point out, Jory's walking very slowly, just trying to keep his balance. But as he's walking through the elven city, he's just gazing at all the trees and all the nature and just kind of silently admiring it all.
I think Kipper is perfect shoulder height, so Kipper's gonna prop himself beneath Jory as as a stabilizer.
Hey, it's just kind of holding him. Yeah, you're kind of helping him walk normally.
And at the same time, as a treat for being a good boy, I am going to pull out the last slice of pie.
Oh my
Somehow
lord.
fully intact, fully okay pie.
The fully okay pie.
Alright, sorry.
I used anything on it.
The 2-day-old pie that has been in your backpack.
You want to know something? A lot of most pie is supposed to be shelf stable.
True.
I feel like a pie is the worst thing to.
True. I do agree.
So are you giving that to me right now?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Well, Jory definitely doesn't mind if it's a little busted. He just kind of takes it gladly and kind of scarfs it down because he never really learned table manners or anything.
I'm just imagining you eating it like a snake.
And he is just amazed because he doesn't have baked goods out in the wilds, obviously. So he's just blown away by the flavor.
That was made by a really nice older lady. She was pretty rad, I would say.
All he's focused on right now is just savoring that flavor.
That is good. And as you guys head out, you spot a small group of guards. I wouldn't call it a platoon. There's just 3 or 4 that are walking about, and you can see that the person who are walking behind is obviously a Galarian. He is speaking to them and just kind of sending them to one way and just kind of giving general orders as he walks by. He notices the party and just kind of sends the other guard on his way and walks over to you guys. And he smiles as he sees Jory already back back in action. And he goes, well, I'm glad to see that your friend is already on his feet. Have you recovered well? He asks Jory.
I think Jory's just kind of giving him a wide-eyed stare. He's never really seen someone so official looking.
Yes.
So he just doesn't know what to think.
Well, he doesn't look
but-
very like too like official. He just looks. He does have some fine clothes, and obviously he is an elf, very handsome man. I do say so myself. And yeah, you can tell he holds some authority.
Yeah. So he just like kind of takes a minute, but then he just gives like a nod.
Yeah, Galarian just kind of smiles at that, and he looks at the group and says, well, I thought you guys were gone. I was trying to tell you we could help you out with the gear up you needed, and of course the favor that I asked. He looks at Ambrose while saying this. For the scrying, I thought you had left the city. I was a little bit concerned, but I'm glad to see that all of you are fine.
We were just dealing with the heart problem. Didn't want to leave it like it was.
Oh, you did? Oh, that is a relief, actually. I was not able to send too many guards to it, but I am glad that you were able to. Okay. Taurin, from your waist, you hear a small whisper that you were just barely able to catch. It says,
And it's a tiny greenie.
it is a tiny greenie, yes. It says, is this the elf that Kipper mentioned you were with?
Taurin's whispers kind of like, I don't know, not flex. What's the word I'm looking for? They kind of like do a little like whoop, little embarrassed, like, yeah.
Is Taurin trying to like just like answer the question as soon as possible, or like deflect, or?
Yeah, just a little deflection. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Like, oh, yeah, totally.
And speaking of the elf, he does turn to look at you, Taurin, and he says, are you alright? I'm sure a battle with the hag was not an easy task.
It was a little worrisome, of course. Thought we were gonna die, but we made it, so now we're back.
Well, I'm glad that it is that way. It would be very unfortunate to have lost such a nice company. You can see he's a little flustered.
Dad's not. Here we go again.
Kipper's gonna scoot over to Rexmoa and give him like a gentle kick to the side of his leg.
Rexmoa grumbles that like she's not even the one that took a lightning bolt to the face.
Oh, you guys.
I like got hit like straight on, and then it hit Taurin as well, I think.
Yes, it did hit Taurin, but Taurin saved, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It makes sense though. I got like smacked like point blank with it.
Mm-hmm. You just got
And then Taurin
tased.
got like the end of it. Dude, that hurt.
You just got
Tased in the
tased.
face.
But yeah, Galarian looks, Galarian looks kind of flustered because obviously there is an audience as he is speaking.
And of course, Taurin would be a little flustered. Right back, of course, because there's so many eyes. She's like, oh goodness. You know, but then
You hear
just
the
kinda, like,
whisper.
nod.
You hear the whisper again. If you wish to talk with him in private, I'm sure someone else will be happy to take my jar from Chi.
Oh. Didn't see that. My bad.
Want to spend some quality time with him? I don't have to be there, is what she just said.
I think we're on a mission.
Yes, Galarian, we are quite busy. We were just on our way to take care of some spiders in the southern fields
Oh,
outside of the city, as it were.
I mean, not that we don't always have time for you. Don't worry.
Yes, but time is precious and we shouldn't waste it.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I interrupted your mission. I didn't mean to be rude or anything.
A
just
delightful
looking-
interruption, though. But when we get back, maybe we'll have some time to catch up.
That sounds lovely. Yes. Yeah, of course.
There we go. And I'll leave it at that.
You can hear the veins popping on Rexmoa's forehead.
You know, if you had slept on that bed, maybe you would have been a little less tense.
There's some perfect herbal teas that can help with relaxation. Don't worry, we'll find some along the way.
Jordan's kind of just looking back and forth between the commotion, just wondering what the heck is going on. He's just kind of backing away, just so I didn't stay out of it.
We'll explain when we're not crowded around.
Well, Jory, you can feel the tension. What kind of tension? Well, that is up to interpretation. So, you know.
That right there, Jury, is fatherly concern. That's what that looks like.
So, at this, obviously, Galarian just replies to Taurin, and then looks at the rest and go, well, going back to business, I have set small packages for each one for you to take as part of my deal in helping you. Whenever you are ready, you can come pick them up at the guard barracks. They will be available for you. And of course, he looks at Ambrose. I have been notified by Lord Perrin that a couple of scribes are waiting for you in the castle for your favor.
I appreciate you doing this for me. It means more than you know.
No, don't worry about it. I'm happy to help. So I should not take your time any longer. I would just like to wish you good luck then. Although, with a party of heroes like yourselves, I don't think luck is something you guys need. You have everything under control. I believe in you.
Everything under control. That's right.
Completely.
I think actually fighting against spiders after fighting against the hag, this will be a little refreshing comparatively.
So, as you guys are, as Galarian just kind of bows and starts, and is ready to head out, you hear a small commotion on not in the plaza, but on the end where one of the gates would be. You guys hear a small commotion over there, and Rexmoa, your stone, the one that you have kept secret, you can feel it starts lightly vibrating. Suddenly, there is a feeling of anxiety that takes over you. You don't know what that is, but it is slowly increasing.
I feel this sensation emitting from the stone, and my instinct is to I guess grasp it, but Rexmoa clenches his fist as to not draw too much attention, and do You said there was like a commotion going on.
It's not like a commotion. You can see like some people are kind of pointing up and being like, oh, you know, what is that? What is that? What is that? And as you guys hear this, as you guys kind of notice this, you feel this sensation, Rexmoa.
I look towards where everyone's pointing.
At first, you don't see anything out of the ordinary, and a few seconds later, you hear, well, everybody, as a matter of fact, as this feeling is growing on you, Rexmoa, you hear the flapping of wings, very large ones, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. His fist grips even tighter, and as he realizes like what he's hearing, his eyes kind of start to widen a bit as he looks upward to the sky.
As you look upwards to the sky, you would see a shadow like pass you up above. And people just kind of gasp in response. Galarian, who was starting to retreat, he stopped and just kind of looks up at what everything is laughing. However, Rexmoa and everybody around you, you do not see the shape of an eagle, which I'm pretty sure is what you were thinking of. The shape passes by so fast that you can almost like not perceive it, but then it comes back. The flapping of winds gets closer and closer, and the stone vibrates and gives you this feeling of something is there, something is going to happen, as all of you hear the familiar roar of a dragon.
Ooh.
And the first thing that you guys see as the figure approaches is a red scales as it starts to descend in the middle of the plaza. And as it does this, from the town itself, you can see robed figures coming out of the different alleyways and some houses, getting closer to join this dragon that you can see. But not to your surprise, the dragon is not alone. There is a rider on top of the dragon. The large dragon just settles down on the ground and roars, shooting a blast of flames onto the air. People are starting to get scared and running away. Galarian takes out his swords and just kind of looks about. You can see the guards of the town are already starting to, get into offensive and defensive positions as this creature appears. And to your surprise, you see the man riding the dragon being a familiar face for one of you. There is a man with a very heavy armor that looks molten.
Jory starts having a really angered expression on his face, and he starts growling.
The dragon roars again, and each roar of this dragon, Rexmoa, sends a wave of fear into you. But it is not the fear of the dragon itself, but the stone is making you fear. And suddenly, once the road people have congregated in the middle of this plaza, making a protective circle around the dragon, as if it needed some. But you can tell that these guys are already around the dragon. The man raises a hand And all of the robed individuals just kind of stand guard, as obviously the other guards are kind of trying to get into a formation, and they are trying to like advance, but not really, because there is a whole beast in front of them that obviously it is no easy feat to bring down, especially one that had appeared out of nowhere. The man suddenly speaks, the man in the molten armor. He says, "So, these are the heroes. These are the champions." You cannot see his eyes under the mask, but it is looking directly at the group.
I will take the greatsword out of its sling and just kind of hold it ready and say, "And are you part of the Cult of Fire?"
The man laughs at your words, Ambrose, and he says,
Wait, how can they hear each other? Isn't there like a several 100-meter distance between them?
Not several hundred. There is a distance, but the voice of the man is just booming. He is very loud.
Someone cast thaumaturgy on me.
We'll say that you're both yelling at each other pretty much. Well, the man is, like I said, magically booming at you. And the man says, "With the Cult of Fire? No, I am the Cult of Fire. Now,"
You seem pretty full of yourself.
he said, "Now, I am not here to fight. No, it is not our time yet. Oh, but it will come very soon. Mark my words. I am here to deliver a message. To let the people of this town know you're all being manipulated." You can see that around the town, the people are kind of hiding, but you can like see people that are still like expecting what is gonna happen. After all, the dragon is not being hostile, and everybody's just kind of in formation there. He goes again. "You live under the protection of these council members. No, these people are probably worse than me even." He looks at the party again. He goes, "What have they told you? Have they poisoned your mind already with promises? With many riches, perhaps?"
Actually, they threatened us a few times, so I wouldn't necessarily say that they've convinced us, per se.
So you're saying this in character, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Kipper's a little bit too, nonchalant in these situations.
He goes, "Oh, well, what do you know? Whenever the pretty little elves are in danger, they get violent. They fear the power that they cannot obtain." He laughs very loudly. You can hear like a very maniacal laugh coming out of him. And he says, "Oh, I know what the elves have sent you to do. I know what you're looking for. And the man raises his hand, which has everybody on edge. And from his hand, something floats. A shard of a stone with colored red with a fiery pattern inside of it, almost as if it was in flames.
Dun, dun, dun.
You can feel it too, don't you? The stone, as the man is showing this other shard, vibrates very, very uncontrollably, and it almost feels pulled towards it. Rexmoa.
That is when I'm like keeping it in my like little bag. So I pulled my bag close to me using both hands, and I start just backing away from the town square.
You don't feel the thing physically being pulled, but it's as if the energy is being attracted towards the other one.
And then I just look towards everyone else and I say, I don't think we should stay here.
The man in the molten armor again grabs the stone with his hand, which makes it feel your stone a little bit more at ease. It's still vibrating and you still feel that dread coursing through your body, but it is not as much as what you had. And he says, we will meet each other very soon. But until that happens, I would be very careful with what friendships you keep. Your elven friends are nothing but backstabbing liars. And obviously, he glances over at Galarian. And Galarian is unfazed. He is on his, stance, ready to join whatever attack happens, if it happens. He says, did they threaten you to kill you if you didn't bring them the others? What do you think they will do when you have them? Just a little food for thought.
I turned to Taurin and I'm like, this guy's a racist.
He doesn't like elves. That's very clear.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you have the wrong idea. And
I wasn't talking to you.
the man is still listening. And as a matter of fact, as you say this, the man leans his head forward to take off his helmet, and from his short black hair, what you can see is 2 elven ears spring up. And as he reveals his face, Kipper, Fisher is standing right in front of you, riding the dragon.
Are you kidding me?
His eyes are dark and veiny as he is holding onto the saddle of the dragon.
You bastard. Is this seriously what you've been doing this whole time?
He laughs he laughs at what you're saying, and he says, I told you I would be there. I am always there. I am everywhere. And with that, you can see the man kind of, kind of like jumps a little. Fisher closes his eyes and just kind of rubs his forehead a little. And you notice more of this darkness of his eyes has disappeared. And he looks around and goes, What am I doing here? What is going on? What? And as in his confusion, you see him twist his neck a little, trying to resist an exterior force, and again the darkness of his eyes returns. And he says, I will be waiting. We will meet very soon. And the man puts his helmet again. And he looks around at all the commotion and the people in and obviously the guards and everything else, and he says, I am not here to fight you. No, I don't want to become your enemy. I just came here to deliver a message. And he turns to the party again and he says, you are not in good hands, and you will learn the bad way. And he nudges the dragon. The dragon, again, flapping its wings, the wind from its wings making everybody just stumble back a little as it starts taking flight. And the dragon goes away. And you see that the robed people summon portals to start leaving as well. Once the dragon has left, the guards make their move onto the robed people. Even Galarian just kind of jumps in to try and capture whatever of these people are, but the mages of the robed individuals were already fast enough to cast portals, and in a very organized way, you can see that one cast the portal, the other one got in, and then they were gone faster than you guys would have imagined. You can tell this was very much planned, as silence set itself again on the plaza once more, and the last thing that you guys hear is the roar of the dragon as it leaves.
Kipper's just trying to process what just happened, because that was like a lot.
So as the guards and Galarian are trying to, apprehend some of these people, they reach the area, but they just do not manage to get anybody. So they retreat, and everybody's trying to calm down. The guards are like helping calm down people, like, everything's gonna be all right. This was just, this shouldn't happen again, blah, 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 blah. The usual. And Galarian returns to the party and goes, Was that someone you knew? Is this another one of your friends?
I wouldn't say friend as much as brother.
Galarian's eyes widen as you mentioned the word brother. He is in disbelief at what you're saying right now. We should have told me this was the case. Why would I? Oh, God. He looks very confused by the situation.
Taurin would cross her arms and go, so what did he mean by traitor? You keeping something from us?
Me, traitor?
No, it's directed to Galarian.
And Galarian goes, no, of course not. I just agreed to help you. I was vouching for you in the council. Why would I betray you?
I'm gonna be entirely honest. I'm not inclined to believe a man that just flew down on a dragon. Sounded like he smoked like 15 Marlboros like an hour before.
Let us not worry about betrayal right now. This is the exact thing that we were trying to warn the council about. There is even more reason now to set aside the differences between men and actually worry about protecting everyone. It is not just elves that are in danger, it's everyone. This is just the start.
And Rexmoa chimes in as well and says, and I can't say for sure, but I believe what he was carrying might be another one of the stones that you and the High Council have been seeking. Or at the very least, part of one, perhaps?
Galarian looks up at Rexmoa and he says, if this person already has a stone, the power that they possess is immeasurable. We need to act, and we need to act fast. We're going to have to send parties to scout out, find where he is. He's not going to be a simple target. He has a whole dragon. Not to mention, the fanatics that follow him are too many.
I'd imagine that this is going to change some of the discussions happening at the council. I know you're considering the dwarves as enemies, and then potentially the humans at Port Strail as enemies, but I think it might be a good time to find another nation as an ally against at least the immediate threat. I feel like this is definitely the most immediate threat, is that guy.
Maybe the Court of Fire already went to the dwarves, and that's why they have an army put together. But
I don't know. I feel like the army would have been shorter.
so,
Yes.
the Fire Shard, it is supposed to grant you the strength of flame and chaos. That's what the documents in the monastery said, at least.
Well,
I
we
have to
definitely qualify
guess.
for both of those things.
If I had to guess, it's probably physically the strongest one of the shards.
Galarian looks, he is trying to, like, you can tell that he is like scheming, trying to formulate a plan for what is going on. He says, no, I don't think at this point the allies are the thing that we need, but if the dwarves are already amassing an army, how can we trust them if this army is to walk? What if the army walks to our lands? And not to mention the humans, the weapon they have, we have no idea of what that is. I think he just looks very flustered and he says, I don't know.
You do have clerics that would be able to cast Zone of Truth, correct?
Yes, of course we do. Yes. Well, why would you need that?
I mean, maybe a small, secluded diplomatic mission. Maybe, I feel like, find a rendezvous point, have a cleric on each side to cast Zone of Truth. I feel like best thing to do in this situation is just ask them why they're amassing troops. And if worse comes to worse, then you can also bring backup. I don't know. I'm not a politician.
That sounds like a sure way to get us killed. My friend, I appreciate your input, but I don't think we can afford such meetings anymore.
I understand your sentiment.
He is starting to pace around, kind of thinking, he has, sheathed his swords back again. She will speak up now. Well, shouldn't there be scouts sent out? Yes, normally that is the case. Yes. And Galarian, not really paying attention of where the voice is coming from, he says, yes, we should send scouts, we should probably. And he just kind of calls over some guards that were around, keeping the peace, and just starts instructing them while you guys are, watching.
Sure, it's just kind of been winding down from, he was starting to get so angry during that Dragon Rider scene that he almost shifted into werewolf form, but he's just calming himself down now.
As Galarian turns around to, after giving the orders to the guards that are, running towards the barracks to get what he asked done, he turns around to the party and says, well, now the situation has gotten much worse. We need to get those stones, and fast. If the enemy already possessed them, who knows if the dwarves already have one, or the humans could be looking at a very large-scale wars with powers that none of us can even begin to imitate.
Well, Rexmoa will chime in and just say, well, I think our spider adventure might have to wait for now. I think this takes priority over that. And he does okay, I'm just gonna say this as a player.
Mm-hmm.
So originally we were going to make our way towards Galvathier, because that's what we told the council what we were gonna do. But I feel like this might kind of shift things up, so I'm gonna bring it up to the party in character, of course, and also with the Galarian in tow. Where should we proceed from here? Okay. Well, it seems we're at an impasse.
And Galarian nods and says, well, you did say you knew where one of the stones were, right? You could probably start there.
That's right, somewhere near Galvathier. So perhaps it is best that we visit the dwarves and see what knowledge they have to contribute to the situation. But of all the places to visit, why did they visit here?
Yeah. I have a feeling the dwarves are disconnected from the situation. At least the higher ups of the dwarves are. I feel like this is definitely a separate entity. I still don't exactly know how to put 2 and 2 together, but I kind of just want to fight spiders right now, but I know that's not an option.
Galarian turns to you, Kipper, and he says, he is your brother, right? Do you have any clue as to where he could be? Do you know where his whereabouts are? Perhaps somewhere he resides? But it's kind of difficult to hide a dragon, but whatever information we can get, it would be useful for us.
I haven't seen him in 5 years, so that wasn't even his voice. I don't know what's happened to him since then.
Right.
There was a strange reaction when he spoke to us. I couldn't see very well, but he did seem to be speaking to himself for a moment or two.
Yeah. No, that was strange. I mean, yeah.
Maybe there's more than meets the eye here.
Right. I thank you for your input. I honestly did not expect to get any information, really. It seems that it has taken us all by surprise. But please,
I think
if you have anything at some point, do let me know.
I think if we were to get any ideas, I think Jory might be the one who knows the most current information. Jory, you seemed pretty bothered by seeing him. Do you know him?
He just sort of like lowers his head and gives like a sad nod. Like, yes, unfortunately.
Galarian moves over to you, and he says, well, please tell me whatever information you can. We need to know who we're dealing with.
You can just see him like sort of getting like visibly anxious, like not sure what to do, like how to portray what he's trying to say. So he just kind of like signs like a pen and paper.
Hold on, let me see if I have any in my bag.
Pretty sure most of you should. I mean, it's like a common thing that everybody gets, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
in
would
the
it be in a kit?
It's in the packs that you get, like adventurers, like dungeoneers and stuff. Like, pretty sure adventurers get pen and papers.
Okay.
And then the other
Kipper.
side.
What?
What's that?
I'll hand in my journal so you can write on it.
Okay. Yeah, so you get the page and some charcoal, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so he doesn't really know how to like write in complete sentences, so instead he'll try to make like a crude drawing of like, he draws like a smaller figure, like a child, just like on the ground, and then a larger figure next to the child, which you can sort of make out is the guy you just saw. 'Cause he has like, he's all fiery and, you know, has armor on and stuff. And then he just sort of like takes like he just like scribbles all over the image of the kid and then writes the word bad.
And Galarian is watching as you do that, and he just kind of nods, understanding that you've seen something horrible happen. And obviously you don't know how to express it properly, but he understands and he nods. And then he looks at the party and says, well, this certainly complicates things. I will need to inform the other Elven Council members. And I don't know how we're going to proceed about this. Sylvana's going to be furious. She's going to get the armies ready. I fear for the worst.
Causing an all-out war will only make things worse. It's exactly what they want. Cult of Fire needs chaos to spread. A war is exactly the type of chaos they want.
Well, how do we stop them? How can we make this war not happen?
We have to convince all of humanity to not fight each other. Easier said than done.
That sounds impossible. You said it yourself. I hate to say this, but I think we need the stones to fight the stones.
I fear that may be where this world will unravel, but I swear that we will try our best.
Galarian goes over to Taurin, and he moves his hand to take hers. And he goes, I'm sorry, I wish we could have met in much different situations.
I'm here. No worries. What that should say, yeah, war isn't really the best time to get to know somebody, I suppose. And then she would apologize for earlier, because she was really trying to like ask like why would he say something like that was my question. Like why would he say that you're a traitor? Like why would he? That was the question that I was trying to get across earlier.
Right, fair enough.
So you guys are aware. So like what kind of actions did he take would have been like the follow-up question after that, pretty much. Did that guy think that Galarian was a traitor? So.
Hey, no, that's fair enough. Galarian nods at what you're saying, and he also says, but unfortunately, if worst comes to worst, this may even be the only time we have. If war happens, I will have to be in the front lines. And you also have your important quest that you need to see through. Who knows when any of us will make it. But I would rather not think about the possibility of losing you.
Taurin would be kind of touched by that, of course. Just like, no, I you. And the question will come up, what would be the best way to stay in touch? Of course. Okay. All right. Okay, Kipper.
Galarian thinks about this. Galarian thinks about this, and he pulls out a brooch that he had on his shirt. He has a very fancy looking silver brooch of an eagle. And he hands it over to Taurin in her hand, you know, grasping her hand with both of his. And he says, I feel like we can find the ways. I fear that letters or some sort of visits would take too long. I may find some magical way to do that. But please promise me you'll be safe.
I promise.
And well, obviously he makes you hold the brooch. It is the symbol of their town, as you would probably know from the guards having eagle-shaped helmets and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He says,
Okay.
I am not leaving yet. I still need to help you because that is what I promised. But I understand that time is running out.
Oh. So tonight would be the last time you'd be in town then?
You can see him a little puzzled, and he says, I'm not sure. How fast would you going to move? I unfortunately cannot leave my place. My place is here. I am bound to the city.
Bound to the city. Okay.
You gonna make your move? Gonna shoot your shot?
Just do it.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Jeez, the peer pressure.
No, I'm not peer pressuring you. I'm just saying, are you gonna do it?
If you're not gonna
Asking
do it,
you.
just
We're
go
all
in a
waiting.
Rexmoa said calmly.
Rexmoa with the compliment.
Rexmoa said calmly. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, well, okay. She would lead in for a smooch, of course. Yes. There we go.
Oh my goodness, the peer
Yay.
pressure, the peer pressure.
You didn't have to do that.
It's okay.
Yeah, you did it.
Only because you
Yes.
wanted
Do
to.
it, do it, do it, do it. You don't have to do that.
No, I'm just saying. I wasn't telling courts to do anything. I just think a decision had to be made.
True,
I don't know
true,
if you were
true.
deliberating over there.
I'm trying to
but-
think, like, what else? Oh god, there's so
Yeah.
much going on. Like, what
Yeah.
do I do?
Okay.
That was going through my brain. I was like, geez.
All right. I mean, we can focus on a different character if you need time to think of what you actually want to do.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I need to
Make a
go
list.
to the alchemist and sell stuff. I think that's what I need to do right now.
I think
and
that is a good idea.
and
sell our stuff, even though it's
Rexmoa, how do you feel about what you just witnessed?
Rexmoa's mind is absolutely racing right now because he's reflecting on the stone's effect on the molten man on top of the dragon, and he has so many questions going on in his head, like am I going to change like that? And like he thinks about how they managed to find him using the connection between the stones, and he hasn't really he's beginning to realize that he is very out of his depth when it comes to this stone, and it's a feeling that's very unfamiliar to him in his old age is this feeling of helplessness, of you're plunged into this new situation where time is of the essence and the stakes are high, and he has no idea what he's doing right now. So his body is like in the square with everyone, but his mind is definitely elsewhere right now.
Indeed, indeed. You find yourselves now in this conundrum. You are realizing that being the carrier of the stone, Rexmoa, is it brings out a lot more trouble. And it is only left to wonder, where are the other stones, and if you can use them against the other stone bearer that you've already saw firsthand.
Oh, I could have drawn out the drawing like on here.
You could have, yes. That's fine, that's fine.
Oh,
Next time.
missed opportunity. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. You guys are now contemplating the fact that things are in motion. And everything seems to be centered around the stones. She says, I'll have to know more of this stones business. I have been quite away from news from the world for a good while.
We can tell you after we sell items, I think. Yeah. I would like to sell my items. Kipper's just kind of like one track minded, trying to segue to something else.
I would appreciate that, Kipper. She says to Kipper. And
With that note,
yes,
what?
no, I was about to say, I was about to ask you. Actually,
I got an idea.
Okay, yeah. That's good. That's good.
I will hand Chi to Kipper,
Oh boy, oh boy.
and then Taurin will go and spend time with Galarian. There is my decision.
Oh no. No
Yes.
chaperones. This is dangerous.
Ta-ta.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember protection.
Okay, so
Well,
are there any like
No, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, are there any either like temples or like places that are very elevated and have a clear view of the sky
Yes.
in the
Aren't
city?
you like on a tree right now? You
Yeah, well, I mean, we're on a tree, but
Yes.
No, I
Yes.
mean,
we're on a tree surrounded by buildings.
You.
We're in the town square right now. But.
Yeah, you remember obviously that the inns are built on trees, and there are some other, buildings that are carved inside of trees that will give you a very good vantage.
And yeah, Rexmoa will take out the bag of the hag's nails that he collected, and also the mushies that he collected earlier. And he's going to hand them off to Kipper, and he will simply say, "Lad, I have some business to take care of myself. I'm sure we'll all reunite before we make way on our journey, but this is important."
You don't follow them. Let them have a good night. Or I don't know.
All right, okay.
I know you're concerned.
That does get a bit of a very faint smile out of Rexmoa. But
I was about to say, in regards to Galarian and Taurin, if they want to spend some time, I will say that sure, but I mean, they're still staying within the group until everybody's like decided what to do.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, I just thought that Taurin already walked away.
Oh no! They're still kind of there. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're just kind of holding hands, just looking at the group as they decide what is going on.
Yep. Totally. Hold hands. Yes.
I would like to go to the castle before I can't anymore.
Speak with Parrot.
And Galarian says, "Yes, I can take you there. And he looks at Taurin and he says, if you don't mind, making a stop first, of course, to help your friend."
Sure. I don't mind. Taurin would reply.
Right. Well then, I guess if we're all decided, I feel like we should part our ways for now and regroup with our bearings and discuss the next step of whatever we're going to do.
All right. So, who do we want to follow first?
I will say, the groups now look this way. It will be Galarian, Taurin, and Ambrose. Obviously, they're going to have a little stop first to leave Ambrose with the scribes.
Oh my God, Jory! I just forgot. All right, okay, never mind. You can continue. Sorry.
And there is the other three of you are there. Well, Enchi.
Kipper's fighting the urge to shake the jar.
Oh boy. Well,
Not for any malice, malcontent. It's just because of brain.
Haven't you learned anything?
Want shake.
Don't shake the baby.
Yeah.
Don't shake the baby.
Why do you think I act the way I do?
I feel like someone needs to explain to Jory
Because I was shaked.
that you're not supposed to try to open the jar, because he still doesn't know that.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
well, we are going to have to see that on the next session, because right now we're all out of time. Yes. So let's say goodbye to the people watching the VODs on YouTube. Bye.
Bye, Bot Squad.
Cheers, guys.
Have a good year.
Have yourself a nice year. I hope I upload this in a sensible time frame. Yay!
In a timely fashion.
I love you.